I want to give a huge shout out to Music Connection Magazine. Thank you so much for having me. Appreciate you. Blessings and besitos. What's up, fam? My name is Sophia Maria. I'm a singer born and raised here in Las Vegas, Nevada.
So Sophia, tell us a little bit about how you got started singing, what inspired you, and how did you break into the Las Vegas singing game?
Well, I got started singing when I was about 5 years old. It's so funny because I would sing around the house all the time, and my dad was like a big fan of watching Star Search, and he was watching it one day and was like, you know, my daughter seems to hold a note pretty decently around the house, and he asked me if I wanted to sing, and I was like, absolutely, and he put me in vocal lessons, and the vocal teacher that I went to, she also put her clients into pageants and competitions and stuff like that. So starting at like 5 years old, I was, you know, training and going into different competitions and pageants and just singing everywhere. And I was about 10, 11 years old, and there were some A&Rs that came in from Universal to one of the competitions I was doing and asked me if I wanted to sign a record deal. And I went and auditioned for them, and I started, you know, touring. And one thing led to another, and from there, I ended up meeting a guy named MC Magic at the age of 15, and I signed with Nasty Boy Records, and I toured for many years with him. I made a lot of music, Sin Ti, The Only One, and I made a single called Forget About Her that me and MC Magic wrote. We were lucky enough for it to hit #1 in about 40 different radio stations. I have to say like 10, 12 years ago. I'm dating myself, but it was a great time, and I've just been performing and singing ever since, and yeah, staying in the game.
So what's your latest projects that you've been working on?
So my latest projects, I work with my good friend Carlos Guillen, who did a lot of my first and second albums back in the day. We just did a new song called Baseball. I'm going to be putting out some new music with Brown Boy. And I just finished doing an acting role in my first independent film. It's going to be called The Unhitched King, and I'm super excited about that. So really excited about the acting thing, just dipping my toes in it and having a blast.
What would you say to any up-and-coming young ladies pursuing what you're doing? What advice do you have for them?
I would definitely tell any girls that are up-and-coming in this business just to hustle your butt off. Perform anywhere you can. Social media is such a huge platform. You know, it wasn't around as much, you know, back in my prime. And I would say take advantage of it. Make a lot of videos, you know, with you singing. You know, put that money towards a studio, and any songs that you write, you know, lay down some tracks and just try to get out there as much as you can and show face. And don't stop. And also too, I want to say for girls with social media is don't get discouraged by a lot of the things that you see on there. I know, you know, it can be difficult because it looks like everyone is just doing their best life and succeeding extremely, but you have to remember that, you know, a lot of it is fake on there. So just, you know, take your time, be you, and yeah, just enjoy the ride.
So in your career span, what was one of the biggest hurdles you had to overcome?
I would say the biggest hurdles I've had to overcome in music is probably recent, when I started having kids. It became a challenge, you know, when you have children, you can't hustle as much. You know, I can't just like pick up and leave whenever I want to. My kids come first, so for me it was always about trying to balance being a wife and being a mom and a career at the same time. And it just, I've gotten the hang of it now. I've really learned how to not be a yes woman so much, and just kind of pick and choose what is necessary and what I really want to do, and just kind of see what happens, as long as I put my kids first and, you know, put it into God's hands.
And where can your followers find you?
Well, my followers can find me on IG. My Instagram is Sophia Maria 702. My YouTube channel is Sophia Maria 702, and all my music is online on all social media platforms, so definitely check it out.